Hello, thank you for joining us for Day 4 of Salesforce Release Readiness Live for the Winter 18 release. We appreciate all of you that have been joining us all week, and we're so excited to be here today with our panel of product managers to learn about the latest and greatest features in the Community Cloud. Now, I know many of you have hopefully spent time poring over the release notes, reading the blogs, and getting hands-on in your sandbox and developer environments to test out some of these new features and see how you can take advantage of them. But today we get to deep dive into all of the newest features and enhancements in Community Cloud for Winter 18 and better understand how you can use them, what setup looks like, and what you can do to benefit from the latest enhancements in Community Cloud. Now, throughout the course of the broadcast, we hope you have questions as you're watching the demos and learning more about these features, and we want to hear those questions and those reactions. So I'm going to kick it off to our community rock star, Elena Miller, to let you know how you can engage with us throughout the course of today's broadcast and ask those questions in real time. Elena?
Thanks, Leanne. Hi, everybody. Welcome to our final day of Release Readiness Live Winter 18. So yes, I'm going to be looking for your questions in the success community, primarily in the Release Readiness group. So please go ahead and fire up your browser and open up that group. Ask your questions, tag them with Salesforce Live. And we also welcome shout outs and short questions on Twitter as well. Make sure to use that same hashtag Salesforce Live. We're going to answer as many as we can live. We have lots of great content to share with you today, but we should be able to squeeze in some questions. And if we don't get to them, we'll certainly follow up with you within the next day or two. All right, Leanne, thanks a lot, and let's get going.
Awesome. Thanks, Elena. And as Elena said, we love seeing your reactions on Twitter. We've had a lot of fun this week seeing those features and those enhancements that you're reacting to. It's very fun for us, and we love engaging in those longer conversations about product and how you can best use some of these features in the success community. So as Elena said, hashtag Salesforce Live. We love hearing from you, and we won't leave any of those questions behind. So we do have a lot of content today, so if we don't get to all those questions throughout the course of the broadcast, don't fret. We will be following up with questions online after the broadcast has completed. Now, if you're joining today, and if you've been joining all week, this broadcast will be recorded. So if you want to go back and rewatch some of the amazing demos that we've had today, you can find them at the link at the bottom of the screen, which is also where you registered. And that's where you can rewatch this Community Cloud Winter 18 broadcast, as well as watch all of the other Winter 18 Release Readiness Live broadcasts. So if you want to share those out, send them to your colleagues, your developers, your admins, it's the best way to do that. Now, as we get started, we are going to be talking to a panel of product managers today, which is so exciting because these are the people at Salesforce that look after the product and help deliver these amazing innovations for you, our community, and our customers. That also means that we're probably going to talk about some cool roadmap technology that's coming, which we love to hear about. However, it's important to remember as Salesforce customers that you make all purchasing decisions based on currently available technologies. So again, while we will be discussing really cool roadmap that's coming and better understand where the product is going, please make all of your purchasing decisions based on those technologies that are GA today. So without any further ado, let's meet our panel of product managers from Community Cloud.
How are you? I'm Adam Wagle, Product Manager for Employee Communities and Customer Communities. Thrilled to be here with you all today.
Great. David Green, so look out after Lightning Communities, some of our work in the Builder, and Lightning Bolt for all of our partner ecosystem.
Hey everyone, I'm Harris Ikram. I'm also a product manager with these fine folks. Today I'm going to be showing you partner communities and files.
Awesome. So we're so excited to get started and learn more about all the enhancements coming to communities. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and jump right in.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Leanne. So we are the Community Cloud. We help you connect with your customers, your partners, and your employees by delivering a fully branded, themed, intelligent, and personalized experience. From a customer standpoint, a couple of our products that we've been heavily focused on as a cloud, a couple of use cases is around peer-to-peer forums. This is our customer service Napili template that we continue to enhance. So a number of features in the winter release there that we'll both talk about and demo today. Second major use case we've heard from all of you is the customer portals use case, and we're going to go into detail there. We actually are releasing a customer portal template in this release, which we're going to also share and demo today. On the partner front, we really want to help you connect with your partners, help them feel like they're a member of your company, a member of your family. So a number of use cases that we focus on. One is PRM, really extending Sales Cloud to your partners so they can sell as effectively as your internal sales teams. Same with B2B commerce and a number of other key use cases. On the employee front, what we hear from customers, many of them are migrating their on-premise intranets to the cloud. And they've reached out to Salesforce to utilize this fully branded, themed, intelligent, and personalized experience of Community Cloud for their employees wall-to-wall. And we also use Service Cloud to help deliver that same outstanding experience that you can deliver to your customers. You can use Service Cloud and Community Cloud to deliver help desk to your internal users as well. Really powerful functionality. So for winter release, if we go a level deeper, there's really 4 themes that the 3 of us are going to be sharing with you today. First is around this digital experience platform of Community Cloud. It consists of community workspaces and also the community builder. Community workspaces, which hopefully you've enabled in the summer release. If not in the winter release, please do. It's a single experience for you to create a community, manage that community, analyze it, and grow it. So really powerful core functionality of Community Cloud. And then the builder is our WYSIWYG editor that allows you to seamlessly drag and drop Lightning components onto a page and create a community in days. So some enhancements there for winter that we'll go deep on is dynamic theming and CMS Connect. That's where David Green and his team and Kush and Kasum have been heavily focused on that digital experience platform and delivering this theming and CMS. On the customer community front, we've really been enhancing that Q&A experience, the forums experience that allow you to engage with your customers, allow them to self-serve. So a number of enhancements there. And then we're launching this new customer portal, which is an amazing experience, several new Lightning components that we'll go into detail with to deliver that use case for your customers as well. And then on the partner front, we've made it where you can now enable and create partners and programs, levels and marketing funds with clicks not code. Really powerful functionality that allow you, again, to extend your company to your partners and make them feel like they're a member of your community. And then finally, employees. A ton of focus on Chatter. We continue to invest heavily in Chatter and in files, and we've done a ton of integration in this release with Quip. So you'll now see seamless integration between Chatter and Quip and content. And then finally, libraries. Many of you asked for an iTunes-like experience for your users to surface content. And so Harris and his team have done an incredible job in this release delivering that functionality, and we'll demonstrate that today as well. So with that, we want to first focus on kind of going deep on this customer forums use case. The template that all of you use is the customer service template, known as Napili. And the key use cases here is really to provide outstanding self-service for your customers, where they can easily onboard, they can access knowledge articles, so case deflection, and they can also collaborate with peers and learn from other passionate members of the community. And then also they can escalate to case, so close integration with Service Cloud. So what's new for Winter 18, and which we'll demo shortly, is better Q&A, so the ability to do up and down votes. We have emojis. It seems like everyone loves emojis and animated GIFs, so we've brought those to communities. Those are a number of the Chatter enhancements that we've made, both that work in communities and the internal Salesforce experience as well. And then Community 360, really giving that service agent a full view of their features and functions, or their members and customers who reach in asking for assistance with the help desk. And then finally, Marketing Cloud, and we'll demo this as well. We've got tight integration now with Marketing Cloud to provide prescriptive journeys for your customers to help them along and engage them. So David, what do you say that we now do a little product demonstration of the enhancements we've made to forums? We'll switch to your computer, and I'll keep talking, and we'll go through a quick product demo.
Sounds like a plan.
All right, well, in front of you, you see Capricorn Cafe. That is a fictitious company that we've created for our product demonstration today. You'll see this theme carried through, and we did that for a number of reasons, but one as a shout out to those of you from the Asia Pacific region who have dialed in live today. I know the time zone's not super convenient. We saw that on Twitter, but we thought if we focused on a coffee theme, a caffeinated coffee theme, that we'd keep your attention hopefully through the wee hours here. So this is Capricorn Cafe. It's their corporate website, and like many corporate websites, they have a link called support to their support community. And as you can see, it's rich content, kind of outlines the company mission and vision and products. But if you click on support, it will bring you into their support community, which is based on the customer service Napili template. And there's a number of enhancements we've made. One is, you'll see that tile menu in the middle of the screen. It's a brand new Lightning component available in the community builder called Tile Menu. And it's incredibly powerful. It allows you to easily link to any Salesforce page, any custom or a Salesforce object, any external link, and provides that flexibility right out of the gate with clicks, not code. And then you'll also see rich enhancements to discussions. On the right-hand side, we bring intelligence into the community, so most frequently asked questions, trending conversations and content, and then a leaderboard for gamification. So an incredibly rich experience to engage your customers and allow them to easily seek the advice and the support they need to help utilize your products and services. So if we click into the first tile, which is Coffee Solutions, this brings you right into a topics page with subtopics, and you'll see some enhancements we've made to the Q&A feed. You'll see that we now have upvotes and downvotes to help rank and organize the content. We have selected answers, answered questions. So if we now, and on the right-hand side, of course, additional gamification, additional intelligence to help surface the most relevant content in the community to the user. So now let's click in on a question that Lauren Boyle had. She is a coffee connoisseur, and she had previously asked a question in the community, and we can see that instead of having to call support, she was able to get some really frank feedback from the community on her question about should she buy a French press coffee maker or pour over, a very important decision. And again, new features, this ability to upvote and downvote. We allow the person who asked the question to select the answer as best. Again, you see emojis everywhere now, so we've brought emojis and animated GIFs with chatter to the community's experience in addition to the internal experience. And we also have the ability for the moderator of the community to mark a answer as company verified. So in addition to just the social aspects of the person who asked the question to be able to say that it was selected as best, we can also, from an overall community standpoint, mark it as company certified for certain questions. And again, all sorts of surfacing relevant content on the right-hand side. So Lauren, who's joined the community, has a lot of additional information now from community members, but she bought a coffee scale that unfortunately is too small, so she wants to return it, and she just wants to reach out to customer support to see if they'll swap it for a larger coffee scale, since she is brewing insane amounts of coffee, thanks to the collaboration that she's receiving in the community. So if we go to customer support link, we can easily click on that link and post a question that will be sent right to the Service Cloud console to the support desk at Capricorn Coffee.
And Adam, it might be worth calling out, even though it looks like our support agents are offline right now.
Oh, yeah.
Probably for a coffee break, I'm assuming.
They may be on a coffee. Yeah,
one of the great new features we added with Winter 18 is the new live chat snap-ins component. So that's definitely something for anyone that's looking for that integration you might already have today with Live Agent, but certainly for anyone that's planning to add Live Agent into the mix, that's a great new addition that is a very easy drag and drop component, simplify the configuration, gave a bunch of very easy to configure pieces inside a builder now. So that's always one piece of feedback I think we always got from customers was they love the integration with Live Agent, but man, that was really tough to configure. So good news, making that a lot easier.
That's fantastic. And that really is a theme, David. Thanks for bringing that up. That's definitely a theme for what you'll see in the winter release is making it very easy, not just for our largest customers to create these incredibly immersive branded and themed experiences, but really bringing that to all of our customers. This is truly clicks, not code now. And I think what you mentioned, this Live Agent snap-in now, you can enable it in a matter of clicks. And so that's fantastic. A great point.
So let's go ahead and contact support.
We'll contact support. Fire off a quick request, and then Lauren can go back to drinking coffee and wait for a response from the agent. And so we'll just enter this question is, can I swap out my coffee scale for a larger one? We'll type that question and submit it. And then the next thing we'll do, and on the right-hand side, again, you can see that we're always helping you help customers with case deflection. So it may be that Lauren's question is answered in one of those knowledge articles on the right. So we're always trying to make it where she can get the quickest answer as fast as possible. So with that, we'll submit it to the customer service agent. And then what we now want to do is switch views to the service console, the Lightning Service Console, and show how much information we've provided now to the service agent to help serve Lauren Boyle, the coffee enthusiast. So on the left-hand side, you'll see all of the cases that this case agent, Eric Ware, is managing. And in the middle of the page, you'll see this full 360-degree view of Lauren Boyle, the customer. And what's really amazing about this is, how many times have we all called customer support, say, for a laptop issue, and the first thing the support person says is, is it plugged in? When, we're an expert, we're the CIO of a company, of course it's plugged in. This is a way that before the agent responds, they can see the level of engagement that Lauren has had in the community. So on the right-hand side, we've enhanced the Community 360 capabilities in the Winter 18 release, in addition to being able to see the knowledge articles and the cases that Lauren has accessed and how many times she's accessed them. We can also see the conversation that's taken place with Lauren in the community. So the questions that she's posted, the comments to posts, everything, all of her engagement in the community is now surfaced in Community 360. So we have a really great view that Lauren is a passionate member of the community. She's engaged, she's participating. So we want to, first of all, we'll respond to her ticket and say that, sure, we'll swap out her coffee filter at no charge. Her coffee scale at no charge, and send that right on the way. And then also what we want to do is, because we can see her activity and her interest in various products, we want to put her on an email journey, a marketing journey. And so at the top, you'll see a button that says Add to Campaign. And this brings us to yet another innovation in the Winter 18 release, which is the integration of Community Cloud with Marketing Cloud. So again, now you're able to easily connect the community into a marketing journey, and the Marketing Cloud can now listen to activity in the community. So they can now see when someone has joined the community and their activity in the community, how many communities they're a member of, their email notification settings, etc. So a lot of rich information. So with this, we will save or submit this Add to Campaign capability, and now Lauren is on a journey to receive relevant content related to coffee that may help in her coffee journey. So if we switch now to her email account, we can see previous journeys from Marketing Cloud that she's received. When she joined the community, we encouraged her to update her profile, and then when she did that, we received a signal into Marketing Cloud that said she had updated her profile photo. So we sent her a congratulatory email saying, thank you so much for updating your photo, and we had some next steps for her. And now you see this latest engagement where we've said, hey, 10% off a coffee filter, since we know she owns an espresso coffee machine. So we'll click in there. She'll see her 10% discount. She can click on the call to action, add that to her cart. So again, we've really turned the Service Cloud not only into a place of service, but a place of commerce as well. And so you can click in, add to cart, and it will automatically bring her back into the community. So this is how you can now seamlessly engage customers like Lauren, and based on their engagement and participation in the community, you can now bring them continually back into the community to help add value to their lives and to your company as well. So I think that rounds out this part of the flow. Should we switch back to slides on my computer, and we'll go into another part of the demo flow?
Sounds
David,
like a plan.
Excellent demo driving. That was fantastic. I hope to do the same for you in a matter of moments.
I hope you do as well, too.
Wonderful collaboration from our Community Cloud
There you
team.
go. Yes,
Seems appropriate.
we are all about collaboration. So, okay, fantastic. Well, that wraps up the enhancements we've made to community forums. Please post questions, and we'll follow up on them, but a lot of rich features. So next, we now want to talk about this digital experience platform. And I really want to turn it now over to David Green, who he and his team have done an incredible job building out this digital experience platform and all the new features that you see listed on the right. So David, off to you. And what we'll do is we will demo from my machine, and David will talk through the demo. So with that, let's switch on over.
Let's do it. So As Adam mentioned, a lot of great stuff in Winter 18 coming out with the digital experience platform. We decided to keep our name changing just to keep you guys guessing, but at the end of the day, this is really all about the feature functionality that we're introducing to really help continue to empower our community managers and moderators, as well as our community builders. Yeah. In some companies, it may be different people. In our demos, we always like to have Eric Ware, who is the Superman of Capricorn Coffee. I believe he covers service, sales. He jumps in and manages, moderates communities, and he also does some building. So we'll take a.
He drinks a lot of coffee too.
Yeah. I think he even moonlights potentially in Marketing Cloud now as well, which is great. We'll just keep giving him more and more to do. But the big things we really focused on for the Winter 18 release, from the feedback from everybody that's hopefully in on the webinar, is how to continue to take Lightning communities and make it easier to deliver that rich, targeted, personalized experience with clicks, not code. So a couple of the key features that we're going to run through. First, we'll start off actually with workspaces that I believe Adam actually has up right now. So we'll start off with a lot of the new functionality that we're introducing to make the lives of our community managers and moderators even easier than before. And then we'll go ahead and switch over into Community Builder, where we'll touch on a lot of the work that's happening there, both on the content front, so some great enhancements and improvements for CMS Connect. For those of you who are familiar with the summer release, this will hopefully be some exciting stuff. For those of you who haven't seen it before, hopefully even more exciting.
And this Workspaces isn't enabled by default, correct? So this may be a new screen for some of our users.
It might be, yes. So for those of you who aren't familiar with the screen that's up there, Workspaces essentially is the new hub destination that we've created for our community managers and moderators. So you're probably used to the community management console of the past. Yeah. Workspaces is that new experience. You can go in and enable that in your org today, and we'll also be introducing that across all of the communities coming soon. So the goal really with Workspaces was keep the access very easy for all the key functionality to kind of manage and moderate sort of the day-to-day for Eric, but also start to give him more information, link him off to trailheads that might be relevant, start to provide a little bit more education and learning along the way too. And as we'll start to do from a demo perspective, a lot of the net new functionality like CMS Connect that we're rolling out is only available in Workspaces. So key call out, if you want to start playing with some of the stuff we're going to talk about, highly encourage you to go in, sandbox development org, if you haven't done it already, enable Workspaces, take it for a spin. So here we are. We're in Workspaces already. A couple new things for folks that are familiar with this is first and foremost at the top, we have a great new component that essentially allows any user to configure some KPIs. So fundamentally, at the end of the day, a lot of the time you're going in, you're just trying to figure out, how many new users have joined the community, what's the activity looking like, and instead of having to click into multiple views and dashboards, let's just serve that up right front and center at the top, fully customizable. As I mentioned a little bit down below, the actual workspaces themselves, we are in the customer service template. So these are going to be a lot of the tiles that we have available today. For anybody that's using Partner Central, which is our kind of our PRM template, there's some additional tiles that will be surfaced there as well around guided setup for getting things going, like lead distribution. So great space. This is where you're going to continue to see us innovate and just add additional workspaces, net new functionality, and in the future, Safe Harbor, of course, will be opening this up for third-party developers to start building out their own workspaces as well.
And David, as you mentioned, this is available not just for customer communities, but partner communities as well, and employee communities too.
Every single Lightning community that's out there.
And you can configure it as well, so depending on your use case, you can move the tiles around and enable different things, right? So it's really flexible.
Absolutely. So we talked a little bit about some of the kind of the learning aspects of this. But let's go ahead and actually just kind of jump into some great stuff that's new in Winter 18. So Adam, how about we go ahead and click up into, let's go ahead and click up into total members. Let's just take a look at what's going on here. So again, for those of you who may not be familiar with Workspaces, this is Community Pulse. So for quite a bit of time, we've always had customers who have said, love the fact that there are over 200 dashboards available out of the box, but man, wouldn't it be great if you just kind of gave me a preset configured page of all of the key metrics that are kind of applicable to each template or use case that we support. I can configure them from there, but give me a great starting point. So that really is the goal of Community Pulse. So instead of going into individual dashboards, again, this is sort of the one-stop shop to dive into all of the metrics around your community, everything from viewed articles to the top unanswered questions, obviously new members, daily activity. So a lot of great stuff here. But some of the key improvements that we've made with the Winter 18 release is really going to give you the better ability to start identifying who some of your top members are in the community. So one ask we constantly have is, hey, I can see the list of my community members, but that's really about it. And I can see 7 days, 14 days. So in some of the Community Pulse functionality, we're actually introducing great options, being able to add filter criteria into those views, and that'll be across the board in a lot of these dashboards. So if I'm a community manager and I'm trying to figure out who some of my MVPs are, I actually can now pop into my engagement dashboard through Community Pulse. I can add a couple filter criteria that might say, show me all the members in the last, let's say 90 days who are active, who maybe have more than 100 points from a reputation perspective. Yeah. That's going to start to provide me with a lot more power of understanding who some of my key people are in the communities. And hey, maybe I want to put them into Journey Builder and start driving a little bit more MVP engagement in my community, regardless of if that's a customer peer-to-peer scenario or even over in the partner and employee space as well. So we, of course, will have a new set of analytics dashboards rolling out with the Winter 18 release up on App Exchange. If you guys are active on Success Community or the partner community, don't worry, we'll spam you when the link is live, but look for that as well because there's some great new dashboards that are coming out there.
That's great. That's great. And so a lot of work here to make the community management experience super easy, expose the right data, and I think we've also done a lot for someone building out a community to make it clicks, not code. Do you want to switch gears and maybe focus on Builder a little bit, dive into Builder and see what you and your team have drummed up here?
Sure, why not? Let's do it. I think before we jump into Builder, we'll do just a little bit of a scene set, just to have some fun. So as I mentioned, content is obviously a key part of our focus over the last few releases in communities and especially within Community Builder. So as we started off the demo, Adam had kind of walked us through the Capricorn Coffee corporate site. Let's say they've gone ahead and actually built their entire site out on Sitecore, which is very common. Maybe flip over. Capricorn has been driving a lot of social media engagement as well, and a great channel to do that.
Yeah,
WordPress
awesome.
blog, pretty quick and easy, low investment on their side. They've gone ahead and created a lot of rich content in here that they're starting to draw customers to. This is a great channel for them as well. And fundamentally, Capricorn has got a lot of content they built out. They want to bring that content into the community. I think with CMS Connect, we might be able to do that. Fantastic. So let's go ahead and flip over into the Community Builder. For those of you on the call, you're probably familiar with Community Builder, but for those who aren't, we'll just do a really quick harbor tour and then we'll jump in. So as Adam mentioned earlier, Community Builder is our drag and drop tool available with all Lightning communities out of the box that's going to allow you to quickly and easily configure and build communities, drag and drop functionality, again, the goal being clicks, not code. So in Community Builder, maybe we just pop open the components panel, do a quick drive-by, and then jump into some Winter 18 pieces. So again, Community Builder, this is the full library of components. Everything we have out of the box, I believe we're now at 80 plus components out of the box. Almost all of these components we'll be making available across all of the community templates, which I know has always been a big ask from a lot of our customers out there. So you can
And we have a ton of partner components as well, right?
We do.
Really cool stuff there.
And apparently in Capricorn Coffee, Eric has built a lot of custom components inside of his org. So those are all there. A little cryptic. But yes, I think Harris, great call outs. Within the Community Builder, you can jump straight into App Exchange and discover all of the components that all of our partners have been building out there and directly pull them in.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing experience, right? You can jump straight in from the Community Builder and access all those components. It's pretty cool.
So we've done a drive-by. I think some of the other key pieces, obviously, this is where you manage your branding, and we'll touch on some of the enhancements there. We've got a little bit of a revised UI where we brought some of the key pieces around the community and the login pages together. Another fun pain point that I think has been out there for a little while, so hopefully that will make a few folks on the phone happy. But let's go ahead and let's jump right in. We talked about content. So we've got some great rich content already set up in this community. One of the key components you actually called out earlier was this new tile menu. So maybe let's click into that guy and just do a really quick tour of how flexible this component is. So for this community, we've gone ahead and essentially built out this tile menu. I believe we can support up to, what is it, Adam, 8 tiles that are in there today?
8 links, 8 tiles, yeah.
Great. So for a lot of customers, one ask, we've always had sort of a static text menu. Being able to bring sort of a rich visual navigation experience into the community has been out there for quite some time. So I think really excited with the introduction of this component with the Winter 18 release. It's very flexible. It's actually built on top of our same navigation menu object under the hood. So for any developers out there who are looking to do some customization, great option for you to take a look at. So that's one piece, not too bad. We talked about WordPress, so maybe we can scroll down the page a little bit. So with Summer, for those of you familiar with CMS Connect, we had support for Adobe Experience Manager. I think the exciting stuff with Winter 18 is we've extended that support to include several additional CMS systems as well. So not only do we have support for Adobe Experience Manager now, but with Winter, we've added support for Sitecore, Drupal, WordPress, Tridian, I believe. And we've also introduced this new CMS Connect JSON component into the mix as well, which I think we have highlighted. So for those of you who started working with it in summer, some very powerful enhancements moving into Winter around how to bring both structured and unstructured content into the community. Let's go ahead and actually pull in some content from our corporate site.
Let's do it.
Why not? It's always fun to see if we can break a live demo. So we'll do a quick search for CMS, and let's grab the HTML component and just drag drop that on the page. And as we talked about, our corporate site was on Sitecore, so let's pick Sitecore. And because Eric knows everything, he automatically knows that we're going to use banner.html as our source, and there we go. So seamlessly, instantaneously, we're pulling in content from our live Sitecore corporate site directly into the community itself. When we hit publish, that will be live. Any updates that are made to the corporate site on Sitecore will automatically be reflected within the community. Pretty cool. Another piece that's come up, and this will be a kind of a fun one for us, is a lot of our customers are starting to build out multiple communities. And usually the scenario is I actually have kind of the same community use case, but I need to deliver kind of a different branded experience. In the past, I could do it, but again, I was jumping into code, custom components, a lot of custom logic, maybe some custom objects. So for our savvy developers, they could do it, but for Eric, he likes to do things inside of Builder. So the next big feature coming out that we'll walk through is essentially dynamic theming within the community. And for Capricorn, let's say Capricorn, they've gone ahead, they're doing pretty well as Capricorn, but they have decided to spin up 2 new brands of coffee. One is Verona, and another is Murata. So what they want to be able to do is within one community be able to actually serve up these different branded experiences for users based off of criteria that they're coming into. So let's check it out in Builder and how we've made this possible declaratively for Eric to pull this off. So let's flip over. We've gone ahead and actually created a new page variation called Home, co-branded. So let's click into that. On this page variation, we've actually created a different theme layout, a different theme for this page variation. So again, for folks who aren't familiar with some of the theming capabilities, this has been around for the last 2 releases, but we're continuing to make a lot of enhancements, improvements here, and even some more fun stuff to come in the very near future. So not too bad. We've got our kind of Capricorn Cafe branded page just to play around with a little bit. Let's fire up the branding panel and pop into the new feature itself. So in the branding editor, one of the new options there is actually now to start creating different branding sets. So we've already pre-populated a few for a couple of our different brands, but this is going to be a great opportunity for anyone looking to create multiple branded experiences, whether it's actually different brands or even you want to use the same community, but based on the time of year, let's say we've got a spring theme and a winter theme and we want to change the colors up. We're now starting to make that a lot easier declaratively within the builder. So let's go ahead and click into Murata and see what happens behind the scenes here.
Wow.
So like that,
Yeah, that
we've
was
got
quick. That was
a whole
easy.
new branding set. Fire it up.
gorgeous.
We've got some custom content that's going on in the background that's based off of the branding set itself. Let's click over into Verona. We're 2 for 2 on a demo. That's not
Yeah.
too bad.
Going smoothly.
David's picked the colors himself.
Yeah. That's my it's Eric's night job. He's also a web designer now these days. So we've got these different branding sets created. The last thing I think we'll walk through is how do we then target these branding sets to our customers coming into the community. So back in that same screen, Adam, if we actually want to go into the drop-down box next to Verona, we're able to assign these branding sets to audiences. So for those of you over the phone who aren't familiar with audiences, audiences are the way that you're able to target page variations today inside of the community with dynamic theming. We now extended that to branding, and we'll continue to look to expand that into other areas of the community as well in the very near future. So let's click into Edit Audience once we've popped up the audience assignment panel. And let's click the little pencil icon just so we can do a very quick harbor tour. So previously with audiences, you were always able to use data points like user profile, GeoIP. We had introduced support for custom domains back with the summer release. But the big new add for winter is actually the ability to now start targeting based off of CRM. So we've added support for being able to target audiences based off of the user object. In the very near future, you can assume that we will continue to support additional objects like account, which is a kind of a key use case and ask for a lot of our partner communities as well. So we've gone ahead, we've set this up. We're just using some custom domains, keep it pretty simple. So let's cancel out of this guy. And just to make sure that we're not showing vaporware, let's flip over and take a look at the live community published site that we've gone ahead and created. So here we are. We're at our community. We're seeing the Murata branding.
Yeah.
And it's based off of the custom URL that we're coming into. So again, this is still the same community under the hood. It is Capricorn Cafe. But based off of our audience criteria and our branding, we now have Murata. Let's flip over one more time.
This is amazing. I mean, this even allows like a small coffee shop to create completely distinct brands all from one community, which really reduces the amount of effort it takes to scale your business, regardless of your size.
Exactly, yep. And for a lot of our larger customers who are always taking a look at sort of that limit of 100 communities and figuring out how they can position different brands, different product lines, this is going to be a great new step in that direction for us, eventually being able to completely customize not only the look and feel, but also start targeting the content and the components inside as well. So Murata's looking pretty good. So let's go over one more, just to make sure we managed to not break this. Cool, we've got Verona, not too shabby. Eric might get hired as a part-time web designer.
Yeah, so that's pretty awesome. I mean, there's a ton of use cases, right? You talked about branding, but it's also about page layouts and what kind of CRM content you're exposing to different users. So you talked about the partner communities, and so you could have very different content and experiences for different partner tiers, depending on what programs they're at. Some of which we'll see a little bit later, but it's pretty cool.
Absolutely.
From tall-sized communities all the way up to Venti.
Yeah.
And everything in between. Sorry, I had to say that.
I prefer grande.
Wait, were you thinking about that one for a while this morning?
I've been wanting to use that all
I
morning.
like it.
All right, so I think that, does that wrap up this part of the demo? Should we go back
I
to
think
the,
it's a pretty good wrap.
back
And
to the main
I'm
screen
sure we'll have a
here?
lot of questions coming through that we'll be more than happy to pop into and address offline. So yeah, let's jump back to the slides.
All right, so I think we've covered everything. We covered Pulse, member queues, CMS, all the new sources for CMS, audience targeting, dynamic themes, Murata, Verona, the whole 9 yards. So let's see, what is next on the agenda? We have, proud to announce, a brand new template. I want to provide a little bit of history here. If you remember Community Cloud, the first template that we launched was called Napili, and it provided a full Lightning-based experience for customer service. And then in the summer, we launched a PRM template called Partner Central for the partner use case. And Harris is going to do some demonstrations of enhancements we've made to that template. But we now have a third template. As of winter, you will see a new tile in the Create Community flow. And the tile is called Customer Account Portal. And it's basically a new use case for our customers to be able to create portals with clicks not code. And it's a little bit different features than you see out of the box in Napili. Again, Napili is more around forums, Q&A, self-service, case deflection, engagement. A portals use case is more around allowing a user, very frequently in financial services or healthcare, to be able to access their own personal data, update it, and perform different business processes. So using flows, which we'll share shortly. So incredibly powerful functionality. Again, what we've seen over the past several years is our largest customers have been taking the Napili template and converting it to the portals use case so they can have a Lightning portal. But what David and his team wanted to do, and Eric Lerner's the head PM for the customer community, Eric wanted to create an out-of-the-box experience for users who want that portals use case. So it comes without chatter, but it comes with a couple new Lightning components, which we'll demo shortly. So new features for this out-of-the-box portal is one, a new tile menu, which actually David just demonstrated. You saw that in the Capricorn Cafe.
I always like to steal your thunder.
He does, and he's doing a good job so far this morning. But there's more. We will share a lot of new functionality that David has not shared. So embedded Lightning flows, that's another component, and that is one that David has not demoed for us. So we're going to do that shortly. And then we've just created some out-of-the-box pages. So a help center page, a contact us page, again that allow you to quickly spin up a portal in days. And then finally. All of this built on Lightning, all of this built on Community Builder, so you get all the same access to manage your community and build it out within Lightning. So with that, why don't we switch to a demo? I think for this demo, we'll go back to David's computer for the demo. I will keep talking, and we'll let it roll from here.
We'll make it happen.
All right. So welcome to the new customer portal template. Again, this is based on surfacing business data and business process flows to your customers with clicks not code. So we have a fictitious financial firm called Bright Financial. They have an incredibly bright future, and they have all the normal financial services that you'd come to expect from a bank. So they have credit cards and everything else. And what you'll see front and center is that same tile menu that you saw before. In this case, it's been organized for a financial services use case rather than a coffee use case. But let's click in and show the power of this. We've essentially connected the third option, report a lost credit card. Unfortunately, Lauren Boyle, when she was buying coffee a couple days ago, left her credit card somewhere. She's not sure if it's at the coffee shop, in the car, somewhere in between, but she wants to go ahead and put a freeze on that credit card until she can locate it. So she clicks into this new flow. And what you're seeing here, and we'll go into detail in a second, is this is actually a Lightning component, which you're looking at on the right-hand side, and it allows you as a customer to build out flows and expose those flows to your customers, again, providing self-service so that they don't have to call an agent. Lauren doesn't have to sit on hold waiting to call an agent to put a hold on her credit card. We expose that flow for her right in Lightning. That connects with Process Builder on the platform side. So she lost her Bright middle credit card. We'll go in the flow, click Next. Based on the previous answer, we present her with the next screen. In this case, she just wants to put a hold on it. She's confident it's hopefully in the barista's hands at the coffee shop, so she'll click Next. And again, it's based on, the next response is based on the previous one. So in this case, she wants to put a hold till the end of the month, till she can get back and find it, and she'll click next. And what we've built into the flow, again, is rich content. So we provide some guidance for how to prevent identity theft in the interim, and really help provide her with an incredible experience, again, through self-service. She didn't have to wait on hold. She was immediately able to get this business process done. So really powerful functionality. If we go, David, any comments? Harris?
Well, the identity theft piece is pretty timely, but the thing I wanted to call out there is you can actually have Lightning components in flows now, so that's pretty killer, right? So you can own that experience step by step, which is exactly what we've been showing here.
Yeah,
super powerful.
Very powerful functionality. So let's do this. Let's just go back to the homepage real quick, and we'll just do a quick harbor tour of a couple additional components, and then we'll show you this component from Builder. So in the upper corner, we've got a new Help Center screen. If we click on that, which again provides out-of-the-box way to organize your topics or your articles via topics, again, to help surface the most relevant information to your customers so they don't have to wait on hold. And then finally, a page for Contact Us that allows, again, if needed, the customer to reach out directly to you. And again, we're always surfacing that same case deflection at every step and surfacing knowledge articles. So David, why don't we, that Lightning component that we saw, let's go into Builder and see how easy it was to configure that flow component.
Sounds good.
So let's, maybe we can go to the page called Submit Credit Card or Credit Card Flow. There it is. Perfect. Look at that. So this is really the component that David did not show that we're excited to show. It's the second new Lightning component that we showed today that comes right out of the box, clicks not code. And when you click on it, it allows you to connect this Lightning component to any process that you've created on the platform, on the Salesforce platform. So again, not only do we extend Service Cloud and Sales Cloud, but we extend the core Salesforce platform capabilities here. And again, you can easily click on any of these and it will automatically surface that flow in the community. Super powerful.
Not too bad.
All right, so I think with that, why don't we come back to the slides on my computer and we'll continue with the demo gold here. Fantastic. All right, so the next item up, Harris, I know you've been chomping at the bit to show us all of the new enhancements with partner relationship management. We also want to enhance or showcase the enhancements we've made to your Salesforce Files product with this new amazing iTunes-like interface. I don't want to steal your thunder, but let's kind of go down the path of enhancements we've made to PRM, and why don't you kick us off?
Awesome, thank you, Adam. We've had some great demos so far, so let's see if we can top that off with some new PRM demos. So we're going to show you a couple different things, right? So in the summer, we launched this brand new PRM template, and what we're going to show you now is how you can manage your programs and levels, really using clicks, not code, how you can manage your funds, which is everyone's favorite topic, how you can actually set up some of these things using guided setup, and finally, we'll show you how you can enable these channels, help your partners learn and collaborate using files, libraries, and Quip. So with that, maybe we can jump into the demo that Adam's going to DJ for me.
Fantastic. One question is, did we want to pause it all for questions, or do we want to keep on
I think
trucking?
This would be a great team. We are getting some great questions coming in. So it feels like a good time. Let's go ahead and stop and take some questions. So thank you for bringing that up.
Sure.
Elena, I know that we've seen some questions and some reactions coming in from the community. Let's hear
Yes,
them.
I've got questions, I've got reactions for you, so get your answers ready. All right, and then
will just
I'm
take the
excited to
questions.
see the last part, but I do want to get to just a few before we move on. So a couple of shout outs for you all from Lacey and Daria and Mark Sophia, specifically to Mark is specifically saying, hey, Adam.
Yes, Mark. Good to see you.
And Trent is very excited about the customer portal that you just showed. And I also love the Marketing Cloud integration. I think that's fantastic and very exciting. All the possibilities with that are tremendous. And the community pulse, it's great to have that starting point that you can tweak, kind of a template that you can customize, know where to start. So I love that. So now to the questions. Prajakta, can I create a Lightning community if I'm using a Salesforce Classic environment?
We can all
say it at the same time.
Let's do it in unison. So one of the so the answer is yes, and one of the
you were supposed. We were all going to say yes
at
the same time. Yeah,
that's fair. We should practice. Next time we'll rehearse that. Yes. The answer is yes. The ability to create a Lightning customer community or a Lightning community is independent of whether your internal sales and service experience is with Classic or Lightning. So what we have seen a lot of customers do is first, quickly deploy a Lightning community to get to learn about Lightning components. They'll often take their sales or service cloud experience and they'll extend some new piece of functionality to a customer, to a partner, or even to their internal employees using the community builder in Lightning while maintaining that Classic experience.
Great. Yeah, so they're separate environments. You can have Lightning in both, or you can have Classic internal and Lightning community. So a lot of flexibility there. Yep. Curtis is asking, is the Community 360 feature part of the regular Communities license, or is that something separate that you need to purchase?
Say that once again? I'm sorry.
Is the Community 360 baked into the standard Community license, or is that an add-on or something you need to purchase separate?
That is included in the base functionality.
Great. And then also from Curtis, is the customized search bar and user profile maintaining the autocomplete lookup with the ask option? And then he wants to know, how can he get that demo? Is the code available, or do you have a demo org that has this particular setup that people can play with?
Yeah. So the good news there is all of the functionality that we have around case deflection, as well as Typeahead, aka auto population within search for customer service, all still there. We actually continue to make a lot of improvements there, including with the component itself. Again, more granular levels of control over whether you want to show certain things or not show certain things, and then also extending that out to basically all objects within Salesforce that are supported within communities. So that is there is one option. And then with Winter, for folks, we also have sort of a standard search bar option as well. It's a little bit more geared toward our partner use case, where kind of deflection may not be exactly the type of functionality they want to have. So that will be another component that's available. So you really have your ability to kind of pick and choose based on what search experience you want. All of those are available if you have a developer edition org today. And I'm certainly happy to follow up because we can point you to, I think, a few recordings where we've done some videos of that in the past.
All right. Let's see, another one this is from Rick. Can we run the Community Cloud off of our platform org just to do a proof of concept, or how would you suggest the best way to do that? If you want to somehow connect it to your internal configuration and test out what it would be like.
So, couple things on that one. One, I was going to bring this up. There might be this rumor going around with Winter 18 that you can actually start to try out a Lightning community now without needing a Community Cloud license.
Oh, yeah.
That's magical.
I've potentially heard of this.
Little birdie has told you.
Yeah. Let's just speak to that rumor. So I guess we can even ask questions of ourselves here.
We can. This will be good.
We'll learn together. So there's a what we heard from customers is that if they have Sales or Service Cloud, they wanted to be able to seamlessly spin up a community without having to purchase an incremental community license. So we now provide that capability out of the box. So that is an enhancement.
Yeah, so it's definitely one great option that's come out there, especially as we think about kind of the question of how do I do a proof of concept around this. So certainly reach out, connect with your AE to learn a little bit more around that. It's a great option for customers who are looking to spin up potentially a really great for kind of the peer-to-peer scenario. So we'll put that out there as a little bit of a teaser. Definitely check in with your AE to get some more details. But being able to spin up a proof of concept is actually a great way, I think, for a lot of our customers to start proving the value out of Lightning communities. So we always tend to recommend start small before you go big. Pick a few use cases that are core to the business that you feel like will be able to really drive value either with your customers, partners, or employees. Yep. Work with Lightning communities, get a proof of concept out there, get some feedback. Start to tweak it as you go and become a little bit more familiar with the product because there is a lot that you can do with this. And then the world is your oyster from there.
That's definitely intriguing. I'm going to check that one out myself. And then Rick is also asking.
And let me just maybe take that question a little bit further too.
Yeah.
Is that when you think about just to go on the licenses front, when you think about our licenses, that really just enables you access to certain functionality within Salesforce. So that's what we've done with the winter release, is just provided that ability to access the Lightning experience in communities from whatever existing license that you have, because we wanted to include communities in that. We wanted to include that Lightning community experience in addition, assuming you have the correct license for the underlying feature set, if that makes sense.
Yes, thank you for that clarification. Okay, question about the CMS Connect beta. This is also from Rick. Is there more information on this that will be made available in platform and not just on the community? For example, what if you want to connect to IBM, FileNet, CMS, or using REST APIs, that kind of thing?
Good question. So today, all of the work that we're doing around CMS Connect is focused on Lightning communities. It's certainly a conversation we're having with a lot of our counterparts on how we might be able to start bringing some of that capability into the internal Lightning experience, but something that we potentially are going to be looking at on kind of the future roadmap.
All right, got a couple more here. One from Andre. Will there be a partner community theme that replays the standard license Lightning layout like we have with Classic? Does that make sense to you?
Maybe repeat the question.
Yeah.
I'm reading it verbatim, so I'm not sure if I'm interpreting it correctly, but it says, will there be a partner community theme that replays the standard, in quotes, license Lightning layout like we have with Classic?
I mean, I think this is around out-of-the-box themes, maybe? I don't know, David.
I can talk about that a little bit too.
Sure.
With the new Lightning template, which we're going to see in a little bit, you get a lot of these capabilities out of the box, so you'll see things around the lead, you're going to see accounts, contacts, all of that information. But again, you can, as David was showing earlier, you can configure all of that and change it up so you can surface some of the other features higher, right? So if you want to surface chatter, you could do that too. If you wanted files to be front and center, you could do that too. So you have full flexibility using clicks, not code, and configuring it whichever way you want it. And the template's really a starting point for you. And we've optimized it based off a lot of feedback from different customers and partners saying, they want to see their lead inbox, they want some dashboards, they want to see the most important content up front. So we've optimized the starting point there, but it is just a starting point, and you can do whatever you want with that.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Well, thank you for diving into some of those questions, and thank you for asking those questions, Elna, and our community, and relaying those to our panel. We are going to jump back into our content for now because we've got a lot more to show you, and then we'll come back and visit with questions at the end if we have time. Otherwise, we will make sure to get to them online. So don't worry if we don't get to it live. We want to make sure to show you all the cool demos. So I think we do have more to talk about, right, with communities and
I don't think we can put off this demo any longer.
All right, so last question about partner communities. It's a good transition.
Fantastic.
So if Adam can be our DJ, we'll give you a demo of the partner community. So maybe just to set the stage, in this demo, we're switching away from coffee and going into electronics and hardware, right? So our demo here is for a company called Pacifica. Pacifica creates hardware and software, so they have things like the smart home thermostat and a whole lot of other really smart features, right? I wish I had some of these in my home, actually. So we're going to start with Erica Ware, who's Eric Ware's, I guess, cousin or half-sister. She's also the hardest working person at Pacifica, so I guess these siblings have been trained right by their families.
They do a lot.
They do a lot. So we're going to start with Erica here, and right now we're in Lightning in the channel management app, right? So Erica is the channel manager, and from this app, she can see a 360 view of her community. So you can see you have lots of different reports and dashboards. So you can see your pipeline, you can see what your lead inbox looks like, you can see how your funds are being used. And also on the right side, you have a chatter feed. And you'll notice that you have Jason, or you have from CTW, which is a partner, also have providing comments, right? So the really cool thing here is you could stay in your channel management app and still continue to work and engage with the community from one central place. So with that harbor tour, let's really jump into channel programs and levels. So in this release, we've provided the ability to create your channel programs and configure your levels using clicks, not code. So Erica has configured a number of different programs for different regions. Right, so as we click in, we'll see a list of the different programs here. So you can see there's programs by different countries. And also, there are some programs for OEM and there's some programs for resellers, right? So it's completely up to you how you want to break out your programs. But let's jump into the US reseller program here. So here you get an overview of that program, but if you jump into the related tab, quickly you can see a whole lot more, right? So now you can see your different program levels. What we've configured for Pacifica is bronze, silver, and gold. And so why is that important? It's important because you have different size partners, and based off the size, based off the geography, how much they might have sold in the past, what their expertise is, you can really assign different types of levels. And levels is sort of like video games. It unlocks different features, and with the power of the branding, you can have really different experiences for your community based off that level, right? So it ties all of that back together, which is awesome. But what we need to do is we want to add a new partner to this, so Acme Inc. They're really excited to work with Pacifica, sell some of these devices across the Northwest region. Since they're new, we're going to add them as a bronze partner. Right? So as you can see, as Adam's typing in, it's really easy to add a partner to a program, and you click save, and boom, that's pretty much it. Really easy to manage your programs and levels. So let's pause here on the channel management. And now, Erica, who works really hard, is also going to market this channel. So if we click the waffle, you can see that you can jump between different apps and also your communities using this app launcher, right? So it's really easy to jump around if you need it. So we're going to jump into the channel marketing app here. Awesome. So here, let's give a quick harbor tour. So this is your channel marketing app. You can see a lot of information around your marketing funds. But let's click into the first tab around marketing. So through this tab, what Erica can do, she's assigned all the budget for the year. She's allocated this across different regions, right? It's usually pretty hard work, but using clicks, now you can really easily create budgets, and you're going to see a whole lot more, and you can track what's happening with your budget. So if we jump into the US budget, she's allocated, how much is that? Is that $50,000 for the year? That sounds like a pretty generous budget. You can see there's a nice dashboard on the right side, and in the center, Adam, you can see a summary of what's happening with your budget, right? So some of it's been allocated already, some of it's been used, and some of it the partners have claimed. Now, as we jump into the related tab, we can see you can see a breakdown of your allocations, your requests, and your claims. Awesome. So in your allocation, you can see this $50,000 budget's been broken down into a number of different allocations. We want to look at the budget for ultra storage systems. And you can see that CTW is a reseller here, another one that's been allocated a pretty hefty amount of that budget, right? $20,000. Now, CTW is a gold partner. So if we click in, let's learn a little bit more about them. The cool thing I want to point out is with the power of the platform, you can really jump around between different things, right? So we're looking at the overall budget, we're looking at the allocations, and now we're actually drilling into the partner and seeing, what they're up to and what all the relevant information, all within a couple of clicks. So with CTW, you can see you have, as you scroll down, you have conversations on the left side, but you also have a lot of information about this account. One of the things to point out is there is, their VP of Sales, James Preston, he's really good at selling. So as Adam is pointing out at the contact record over here, if you hover over, you can see that's James Preston right there. So just in a little bit, we're going to show you James Preston in action. He's going to take this money and make gold out of this. But before we do that, let's show you how easy it is to reward our partner CTW here by giving them some more leads. They're doing a really good job. So let's update our lead distribution and funnel some leads towards Jason and his team.
Sounds great.
Fantastic. So now Adam is jumping us back into the workflow. Sorry, not workflow. We call it workspaces. So David's shown this in a lot of detail earlier. And as you might notice, this one was configured a little bit differently than our last demo, right? So again, to the power of how you can configure it depending on what your needs are. For us, we want to go into guided setup. So what guided setup does is it leverages the beauty of Trailhead, the power of Trailhead, to help you configure the things that are most important to you using clicks.code step by step. If we drill into guided setup, you'll see there's a couple of different options, right? So you have lead distribution. You'll be able to also set up your marketing funds and many of the other capabilities that are really key for your community. So with lead distribution, as Adam jumps back in, what we want to show you is lead distribution. In the past, it took a couple of different steps and a couple of different clicks to kind of put all of those things together. Now, with our guided setup flow, you'll be able to do it in 1, 2, 3 steps. And the other really cool thing is if we click into guided setup for lead distribution, on the left side, you see your help and training documents that are all relevant to setting up your leads. You also have trailheads right in place so that if you have any questions, you can jump in, do a quick trailhead course, and get a few badges, always a good thing. I think in the Community Cloud, we're competing for the most number of badges, and I'm losing because I only have 10 badges, but we have some PMs with 100 badges, so I certainly have some badge jealousy here going on.
Now that you've said it here, you're going to have to get your Ranger status and share with us all on Twitter.
There you go.
I just might have to. All right, so as Adam's expanding, you can see all the steps are broken out. As you complete the steps, you can mark them as complete and track your progress. Super easy to do that. And as we go into step number 3, this is where you really set up your lead queue. So you can funnel these leads back to CTW. Adam's going to click into in that link, and we're going to jump into configuring that lead distribution. So in the past, you could configure your leads using sharing rules and Apex, and it's very doable, but it's always a lot easier when you can do this using clicks.code, right? So we've extended this, so now all of this is possible through the UI. And not only can you add users and members, but in fact, you can add your programs and levels.
Oh, nice.
So again, tying all these capabilities back together. So we had this gold partner, CTW. They're part of the Gold US reseller program. So Adam's selecting them, and they're going to add them into this lead queue. And now James is going to have his pipeline is just going to keep growing. So that's a great way to incentivize and reward your partners. So now that we've done that, let's shift gears. Let's jump into the community, see what it looks like, and see James in action. How does that sound, guys?
That sounds great.
Let's do it.
All right, so always good to do a harbor tour. And to the earlier question around the partner community template, so here's an example of a out-of-the-box partner community template, right? So you can see at the top there is a lot of relevant information like videos and things. As you scroll down, in the center you have your dashboards that's surfacing the most relevant information to you as a partner. You want to close deals, you want to see what's happening with your leads, all of the information is available to you right there. On the left side is your lead inbox. So the lead inbox is, basically the inbox is going to show you all your leads and the status. And you can take action directly from the lead inbox, or you could choose to drill into the lead and do a whole lot more. But for now, let's scroll back up and let's click into marketing. Erica, who's just allocated to us $20,000, so we want to really take advantage of this money, right? So you can see here in the inbox here, you can see how James Preston has, what he's done with his past funds, right? He's used some of those funds, he's filed some requests, and he's also filed some claims. And you can see all of that really easily from in here. But what we want to do is kind of drill into what, just the money that was allocated to us recently. Now, he's going to Atlanta, the land of Coca-Cola, and there's a trade show going on. So, no coffee in my demo, only Coca-Cola.
Just more caffeine.
More caffeine. This is an ongoing theme with all things Community Cloud. It's all about caffeine. And so he's going to this trade show, and he wants to request some money so that he can set up a booth and print out some flyers and do a whole lot of cool stuff, right, Adam? So how about we just click in here and show people how easy it is to request money. It's as easy as stealing candy from a baby. So as Adam fills out this form, you can see he's putting in Atlanta trade show. He can put in the reasons of why and what he wants to achieve. And as soon as he fills this in, he can also associate this with a campaign. So it's really easy both for James and for Erica to track spending based off campaigns here. Now, as soon as you submit this, this is going to go to Erica's inbox so that she can approve this, right? So voila, it's that easy. And the other thing I want to call out is this workflow for approval. It can really vary from org to org, right? So sometimes you have 3 people approving, sometimes you have 2 people approving, sometimes maybe you have no one approving, or the workflow could really be different depending on who the user is. If it's an internal employee, the workflow is different from when it's a partner. And if it's a partner, it could be different for a bronze, gold, or silver partner as well. So through the power of workflow, which we saw a little bit of earlier with our previous demo, you could really configure this based off your business needs.
Nice.
Fantastic. So now he's requested his budget. Now James, he needs to do his homework, right? As he wants to do his homework, he wants to learn about the new WiseAir thermostat product. So we're going to jump into the resources tab, which is a brand new tab in the partner community. So in this resources tab here, you see this beautiful, as Adam calls it, an iTunes-like interface for your libraries. And as we drill in, let me tell you a little bit about libraries. So libraries is a set of features that we had with content. And one thing to call out, because I'm sure there will be questions around this, we've unified files and content. It's pretty much the same feature. And all the features you had with files, content, attachments, and documents are all available with this unified Salesforce files. Now, what is libraries? Libraries does a couple different things. For one, for the channel manager, channel marketer, it really helps you organize your content in libraries and folders. And then it helps you distribute this out to your channel. And you have complete granularity in terms of who has access and what type of access they have. So, other internal employees, they could upload more files. Partners, maybe they can only read files. And, gold partners might have advanced capabilities like being able to share this content outside, right? So completely the power is in your hands. So what you'll see here, you have a beautiful tile views, you have folders, and you have a number of different files. But Adam, how about we click in and jump into the WiseAir product? All right, fantastic. So again, you see these beautiful tiles for different files. There's lots of different information for the WiseAir product, from technical specs, pricing, overview guide. But he wants to learn more about smart home vision, because that's how he wants to start his pitch. So as you click in, you can see that you have a beautiful full screen preview in HTML and vector graphics. So what does that mean? That means there's no flash. This works really well on mobile. It's faster, it's more performant. And whether you display this on a small screen or a Jumbotron, voila, thank you, Adam, it's going to look really, really crisp. So that's pretty cool. The other thing that we've done is now partners can share content outside the org, outside the community, with public link sharing. So as we click into public link sharing, Adam can copy this link. Imagine Adam has pasted this link in his email and he sent it out. Let's show you what happens when a user clicks that link, Adam. So Adam's going to copy this link. He's going to go into another tab and just paste that link to, for the sake of demo and not boring you with writing an email, he just pastes that link, and you can see the end user, the prospect, has exactly the same experience as Adam did when he was consuming this document, right? They can also download this file if they wanted to view it offline or see it on their desktop. But let's go back. All right, so you can always delete your link as well, but we're going to close this, and I want to show you a couple of other really cool things. So you'll see there's 2 icons. There's the green icon and there's a blue icon. What is that? That's our native Quip integration. So with the winter release, we're proud to announce that we have brought Quip into Salesforce. And that means wherever you see files and chatter, you'll have access to Quip as well. And that's really, really powerful, because now partners can collaborate in real time with other partners and their channel managers, right? That's a key differentiator. So if we click into this Quip document, Adam's going to show you and scroll and show you what a Quip document looks like. And on the left side, you can see there's real-time collaboration happening between different partners and the channel marketers and the channel vendors as well. And as you scroll down, you can see that with this document, people can collaborate in real time and not only attach, images and texts. In the next few months, Safe Harbor, you'll also be able to embed your CRM records, which is pretty amazing. So you can put in your marketing funds right within the Quip document and have conversations around it. So this really brings the partner channel to life. And so with that, let me take a pause and let's jump back to the slides on Adam's machine.
Fantastic. Well, we have a couple minutes left officially, but maybe the powers that be will let us run a little bit long to do another series of questions. Outstanding demo, Harris. Do you want to just kind of wrap up on this slide, and we'll take some questions?
All right, so in summary, we'll share all this information with you, but David and Adam showcase the digital experience platform and customer communities, including the new portal template. We showcase partner communities and files today as well, and alongside with Quip. And employee communities, we didn't show you a demo, but the key thing to call out is all the things you saw with the builder, with files, with chatter, all the features, the layouts and the themes and the templates as well, all of those are extended to the employee community. So what that means is you could be using any template as a base point for your employee community, and you can use any of the components and any of the features you saw today and build an employee community experience, right? Whether it's a wall-to-wall, a social internet use case, or it's employee support or something, sales enablement or something in between, you can really configure this community using clicks.code. So with that, maybe let's jump into some more questions.
Awesome, nice. And love hearing that there's so much power that's coming to all of our admins with Lightning, with the platform, and with Community Cloud, right, for everything that they can do and roll out, whatever their business size is or their coding background. So I know we probably have some questions coming. Elna?
Yes, we do have some more questions, and if we don't get to it live, I promise we'll have someone follow up. One of our amazing, illustrious guests here will follow up within the next couple of days, hopefully today or tomorrow. And there's some really great questions, so thank you for keeping your engagement with us. There's one great question from Kelly about, let's say she currently has the Napili community, or a Napili template community, and that doesn't have chatter on it. Could you transition that to some of these new things, or would you have to start from scratch? And I think also we can broaden that to a more general question. If you already have a community versus you don't have one, what is the path to take advantage of some of these great new things?
You want to take that question, David?
Yeah, I can take that one. So there's a couple considerations. Certainly for a lot of the new components and functionality we're rolling out, the goal for us is always to make all of those components available in all of the templates. Primarily, we focus, for example, lead inbox tends to be something today that's just available in the partner central template, but we will be making that available to other communities. So it would say, ultimately, the goal is have all of the functionality available, and really the template is just the starting point. Today, your best bet is, so we have two options. One is, yes, you can always, of course, spin up a new community. Now, granted, for a lot of customers, that's not necessarily going to be the easiest things. You're potentially doing a lot of recreation of the community itself, but of course, that's always an option. There is another option where you do have the ability to change between templates. It's something that we don't typically advertise because there are some gotchas with that I'm more than happy to follow up offline to provide some more information. But there are some options available, and I think certainly in the future, the goal is to make all of these components and functionality available across the board, so you really won't have to go through the process of potentially changing your template.
And David, to narrow in on the specific chatter question as well, if you do have an Napili template, you could enable chatter right now in that existing Napili template. Drag the feed component, configure it, and you're good to go.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we're trying to keep the limitations between templates to a minimum, as David said. There are some Lightning components that only come with certain templates today, but the goal going forward is really to have complete parity across the various templates. So regardless of which template you start with, we really want you to be able to build out any experience. But today there are some limitations of certain components that are only available in certain templates.
And speaking of that type of a theme question, Charles is wondering specifically about the Create Custom Theme Layout component and whether that is available for Partner Central, or will it be soon available for Partner Central. I think he was pointing to an article that speaks to it being available in Customer Service template, but he's not sure about the partner.
Great question. So for anyone that's looking to build a custom theme or a custom theme layout, the great news is you can build a custom theme layout today and apply that to any of our out-of-the-box templates. So that feature functionality is there, and we're going to be continuing to make that even a little bit easier going forward in the future.
I'd love to take just one more question before we wrap. I know we're over time, and thank you everybody for hanging in there. Dynasty is asking about libraries. So specifically, will all of the library capabilities from Classic be available in Lightning, such as file sharing settings, view for all of the company, tagging, library permissions, contributors, sharing and moving files within other libraries, and content delivery.
Oh yeah, that's a great question. There's a ton of sub-questions in there, so we can address those. So yes, the library capabilities in Lightning and Communities, there are a number of things that are not even available in Classic. So to give you a few examples, now you can create and manage your folders and subfolders within libraries, so you can create that structure. The other thing you can do is you can add and share multiple files at the same time to a library. You can share your files across different libraries. You can also bring in your Quip documents, your SharePoint, Google Drive documents into libraries as well, so you have all of that capabilities available to you. In the spring release, Safe Harbor, we're also bringing the ability to manage your libraries, so manage your members, define what type of access they have. That admin capability is currently only available in Classic, but it's a few months away. In terms of content deliveries and content packs and filtering, yes. So a few more safe harbors there. In the spring release, we're bringing the ability to filter your files in global search. So you'll be able to filter by things like the file size and file type and the owner. So that's coming in the spring as well. And then in the future, we want to continue to invest in libraries. That's really core to the sales enablement journey that we're on. We have a new Einstein component as well that suggests the most relevant files to you in your communities, which we did in demo today, but that's super powerful. We'll bring the ability to share your libraries and share folders and multiple files at the same time instead of content packs in the next couple of releases. So a lot of the things, in summary, are already there. There's a lot of additional new things that didn't exist in Classic, and the few remaining things that we haven't brought, we want to rethink and re-envision and bring it to Lightning and Communities over the next several releases.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for those wonderful demos and for deep diving, especially into the roadmap. It's really exciting to see what's being delivered in this release and then how even more is coming. So it's a great time for our admins to get hands-on with Community Builder, to start working on those communities, to learn with Trailhead how they can build communities and take advantage of all those features in Winter 18 and beyond. So thank all of you for being here today. Great demos. Can't wait to rewatch them again later. And thank all of you for engaging with us today in the community. I do want to pause for a second and give an extra special shout out to Elna Miller, because I know she won't read it herself. We got a shout out. No one is better at connecting a live webinar with our viewer community than Elna. And so thank you so much, Elna, for helping us hear those community questions, for connecting with the community, because we couldn't do this without you. It's really important that we hear from you, our community, and we're able to address those questions, because we really want to know what you have to say, both about our product and about these webinars and broadcasts. So please make sure to fill out the survey at the bottom of the screen. Let us know what you liked, what you'd like to see more of. I promise it's really short. And thank you again for joining us. Hopefully you were able to catch all 4 days of Salesforce Release Readiness Live for Winter 18. If not, those recordings can be found at the page where you registered. So if you need to go back and rewatch them, we have all 4 days of recordings that will be posted there. And with that, this is our final broadcast of the Winter 18 Salesforce Release Readiness Live, and we look forward to seeing you with Spring 18. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.